Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and it's time for another positive spin. Today's a little bit different of a positive spin than what we normally do, and I'll get to that in a second. But today we're going to be doing the Wolfman because we're keeping up with our um, Monster Mayhem, which was done in May. This, of course, is June, and if you notice, we've been doing Universal Monsters for positive spins as well. So, the reason why this is a little bit different is because the Wolfman, this is the 2 disc unrated director's cut. It has the theatrical and the unrated. Now, the Wolfman gets a bit of a mixed review. Most people like the director's cut, which is like 15, 18 minutes longer, 15 to 18 minutes longer. But a lot of people didn't like the theatrical version. So, Joe and I decided to watch the theatrical version, and we're going to put a positive spin on the Wolfman. All right. I don't really have much of a history with this movie other than the fact that I bought it at a thrift store years after it came out. I did watch the when it came out on cable. The only thing I had ever seen was the director's cut, which I said is like 2 hours long. The theatrical cut is only an hour and 42 minutes, 43 minutes, somewhere in that general vicinity. So there's a considerable difference in the film. But we're going to be talking about the theatrical version. Now, to be honest, I didn't really write a lot of things down because I was pretty much glued to the tube. It had been a while since I've seen this, and I think this remake is unbelievably good. Okay, I love that it's a period piece, first of all, which is just like the original Wolfman. I like that they reference the poem on the tombstone in the beginning, and they actually have the gypsy lady recite the poem. I love the atmosphere. It's almost as good as the original as far as the atmosphere goes. The family home is amazing. The scenery is amazing, and so are the costumes. I love the use of the original cane, the silver cane that has the sword in it. The cast is amazing. I mean, you have Benicio del Toro, you have Anthony Hopkins, Emily Blunt, and the guy, now I can't think of his name, but the guy who was on The Matrix. Yeah. But they all did great jobs. Now, here's the thing. When I was talking to Joe, I was like, I love the original Wolfman with Lon Chaney Jr. I feel like Benicio del Toro may have been miscast. Now, of course, I put that to the side this time because while he doesn't have the same kind eyes that Lon Chaney had in the original, this is a much darker version of Lawrence Talbot, of course, in this version of the Wolfman. And that's okay. And I kind of got used to Benicio del Toro as Lawrence Talbot. Granted, I don't like him as much as Lon Chaney Jr., but, you know, it is what it is. All right. The part in the gypsy camp is really, really cool because that's kind of where things come to a head at first. I like the twist from the original, and I'm not sure if a lot of people have seen this remake. I mean, I know every time I would talk to somebody about it or hear a review, it would always be like, "Oh, I like the director's cut, but I couldn't stand the theatrical cut." Okay, um, but the twist is still the same, and I don't want to give that away. The relationship between Lawrence and his father is a lot different, and Danny Elfman's score is amazing. Now, that's kind of all I wrote down because, like I said, I was pretty much glued to the tube. If I had to nitpick one little thing, it would be the CGI transformation scenes. But other than that, that is the only negative I have for this film. And The werewolf transforms a lot, so it's probably not cost effective to do it practically. Even though that's what I would have preferred, it's probably not as cost effective. That's why they did it with CGI, and that's okay. Um, a lot of people don't like CGI. I'm more of a fan of practical effects myself, but I don't think it was overused in this film. I really don't. Now, Joe had told me right before I'm actually filming this positive spin that this was nominated for best makeup, I do believe, because the makeup was done by Rick Baker for the werewolf. And that brings me to my next part that I really like because I'm just kind of winging the rest. The werewolf design is great. I really like the werewolf design, and I'm kind of a stickler for that sort of thing because for me, I like werewolf movies, but one of the things that makes or breaks it for me is the werewolf design. Movies like Howl, I liked. I thought the werewolf design was different, but it wasn't really my cup of tea. Movies like Dog Soldiers, I thought the werewolf design was great. Um, my favorite werewolf movie, Late Phases, the werewolf design leaves a little bit to be desired, but it's not terrible. So I'm kind of a stickler for that sort of thing, but I thought that the werewolf design was really well done in the Wolfman. All in all, this is a fantastic movie. I don't understand why the theatrical version gets the hate. Do I like the director's cut better? Yes, because I think it fleshes out a little bit more of the story. But I think that the director's cut, I mean, the theatrical cut is really, really good the way it is. Definitely check this one out. And don't forget to check out Joe's positive spin on the Wolfman remake. If you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.